position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome, everyone, to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Hurricanes will kick it away to start us off. Fielded in the end zone, it's Whittington. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. Using his legs, it's Whittington. Oh, he's got some space. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
Love the play call on the RPO, and you're just really trusting this running back to be able to make a guy miss and then get into the second level. The offensive line did their job, gave him a crease, but that was the running back making that linebacker miss in the hole before getting north.
Moore to the air. Makes the grab. It's Bryant. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Working on the right. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
He'll toss it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Really good job by this defense, understanding responsibility football, playing the first option, playing the second option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in exactly where the ball was going and how to get him to the ground.
Back to pass. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The give to the tailback. He'll be stopped at the 32, still ground to cover if they want to convert, and 4th down is coming. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And very important not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. That is no good. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is.
And this place was going crazy before the game, and the offense on the first drive kind of quieted them down a little bit, but the defense, great job. They get a goal-to-go situation. They get the stop, force the field goal, force the miss. The crowd's back in it, baby.
To throw, it's back. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Canes come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Looking to take a shot. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a heat. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Whittington. He finds a dead spot in the middle. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the 1st down. You know, we joked that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they cell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
Moore will throw. Quarterback adapting. Got it in the middle. It's Whittington. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The Ducks line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Picks up the 1st down. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. While the Canes are known for big-time playmakers, tough physical running is part of it too.
Yeah, you got to be able to have a team that not just is about sizzle, and we've seen so many Miami teams about sizzle, but some substance with some physicality, the run game.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Daniels. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Quick strike complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
This slot receiver is a guy that defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes, he's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? From the gun, wants to pass. Tight coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down. The Canes racing to the line in the hurry-up. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down, they were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Off the play fake on 1st down. Got a man, it's Johnson. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Running back searching for a hole. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Quarterback may change this route. Moore to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
3rd and long coming from the 27-yard line. You can make a field goal from here. Just don't take a negative play. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
The Ducks need to pick it up on 4th down. Trying play action. Makes a grab past the marker. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. He unleashed a bullet on that pass and converted the 4th down.
Gotta love it. Some people get conservative. Some people don't want to mess up. 4th down, you could tell. He wanted that window, and he threw it as hard as he could. Throws a strike to the wide receiver. Gets the big 4th down conversion.
From the gun, the running back has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that works a little better soon.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive 1st down play.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the tight end. It's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Oregon. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target, then make the big play, get the touchdown.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes with the return. He'll bring it out of the end zone. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard down 7-0. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see them develop in the middle. And you could tell they had key.
Breaks into the open. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
Gets the back moving. Dropping back. It's back. Caught over the middle. It's Bauman. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed over the middle, it's Daniels. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And maybe this guy was hoping somebody would bail him out, like a tuck rule or something.
Not going to be so lucky this time around. Give the defense credit. This pass rush is serious. It's real. And this quarterback is now going to have to play with a clock in his head that's going off just a little bit quicker. He's got to do a better job understanding when to get rid of it.
We'll send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the big fella.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
And the Ducks can really attack on this 2nd and short. Quick release by the QB. Turning it on. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
The Ducks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Wants to adjust the pattern. Moore will throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Grabs it inside the 10. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up 1st and goal.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it done. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now to get you a touchdown?
They'll run play action. Touchdown, Ducks! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. They'll move the tight end. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looking for a man. It's Beck. Lets it fly. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Caught behind the line. It's Fletcher. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line. 4th down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To the air on first down. Makes the catch. It's Whittington.
Hey, on offense, you just got to stay ahead of the sticks, and a big part of that is finding positive production on first down. When you've got this guy in the backfield, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to hand it off to him, but how about dialing up the pass play on first down and just letting him go to work to set up 2nd and short?
Off play action. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Oregon. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
This offense looks like they're in a rhythm. Whatever they've been dialing up here in the first half, they've had a lot of success with. You saw it on that last drive here at the end of the 2nd quarter. Scoring a touchdown, they're going to be difficult to stop in the second half, and the defense needs to start making adjustments.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. And that'll do it. Here in the 2nd quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. The Ducks will kick it off to start the second half. On the move from inside is 5. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th downs because obviously I've built a deficit.
There he goes. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Hand off from the shotgun. Got enough for the first. Smashes him with the stiff arm. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
Looking to throw, it's back. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
And, man, that is a huge play for the defense because they had to stop the bleeding. On the very last play, they gave up an explosive one, and all of a sudden it feels like the defense is on their heels. But what a great job in an individual effort, winning up front, getting around the block, and getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play.
The Hurricanes in the hurry-up. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play. And the Canes will send out the punt unit. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. A deep tradition of backers who make plays and get after quarterbacks. Ray Lewis could do it all back in the day, just like this guy is.
And they look the same, don't they? They look the part, just big, physical, huge guys, but the speed element always there, always in the backfield, making plays.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Under fire. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Well, the offense just set themselves up in a bad situation on this one. 2nd and 3rd and long, there's not a lot of guesswork. Defense knows they're throwing the football, and you could tell on that pass rush, man, they were coming.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Motion from the back. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. And the Ducks will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Makes the catch at the 45. Ripping through the defense. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this off.
And he is going down here, but we have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
It's great to have a physical offensive line that you can count on, that you can just lean on them up front and fall forward and get 1st downs. Man, what a comfortable, what a nice spot to be in if you're an offensive coordinator.
They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. Great play. You still get a pass breakup, but, man, that could have been an interception by the defender there. Nice break on the football, but secure that big fella and get the 6. Get the pick 6.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. The play action fake. Fires to the wideout. Got it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. And the Hurricanes moving quickly to the line. To the air, it's back. It's caught. Into the end zone. lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Here comes the two-point try. They'll send the back in motion. He's looking to throw. Just a little off. Incomplete.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone. It's Whittington. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Trying to get behind the defense. Makes a grab down the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. What a nice throw there, just carving up the defense. You make these types of passes downfield, and it reminds me of Justin Herbert just carving up Arizona State for nearly 5 bills.
Yeah, just making big plays in the passing game. This offense is built on the run. It always has been. It always will be. That's what the Ducks hang their hat on, but making those explosive plays down the field when the defense slips up and loses a little bit of eye discipline.
The Ducks with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Quarterback making checks. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Defense trying to take it back. Finding an escape route. Got a lot of room to the right. Touchdown, Canes. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
Well, this receiver has tons of speed, and I love this offensive coordinator getting him involved in the run game. You don't just have to throw him goes and post routes. Just let him use that speed and elusiveness out on the perimeter in the open field. The reverse ends up being an explosive touchdown for the offense.
Dropping back, it's Beck. And it's an incomplete pass over the middle.
Well, head coach obviously decided it was best to go for 2 points right there. They didn't get it, and you just wonder if chasing the points is going to hurt this team later in the game.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. He'll start this drive going to the air. Oh, they're after him. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming, and there it is. And now on second down for this offense. Looking to fire. He uncorks one deep. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Well, I always say this, when you're backed up on offense, those are some of the best opportunities to take deep shots. In all likelihood, the defense is expecting run. You're going to try and buy yourself a little bit of real estate, so they're playing press man coverage, and that's when you want to take advantage of that coverage. But the defense doing a really good job on the back end that time, being in position, forcing the incomplete.
What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. One final play before the end of the quarter. The offense changing the play. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the third quarter stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. He's marked down at the 21-yard line as the defense comes up with a turnover.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Moore to the air. Throwing right. Got him downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job recognizing the route defensively there. As soon as that ball was thrown, that defender knew exactly who it was going to, and he was able to make the tackle at the perfect time. No gain on that one.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On the direct snap, it's Stewart. And he forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Ready to fire from the pistol. Off the play fake. He uncorks a bullet to the right. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. And I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
They'll run for it. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Well, you're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're hoping with that conversion they ice the game. They don't get it. It feels like they're going to win, but we've seen crazy things happen in college football, and they've left the door open here late. Let's see what happens.
Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
You got to love what you've seen from the defense in this game, too. They knew coming into this one against this quarterback, being as talented as he is, they were going to have to be really good in coverage on the back end, and that's been the case all game long. They have never let it be easy for this quarterback.
Looking to throw, it's back. Fires it. Finds his man open. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
Off play action on first down. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes it the other way.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch. Oh, he's got some space. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
At the 35, he's loose. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. They knocked him down after the takeaway, and a big play for this defense.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep fighting, right? This game ain't over yet. Like, you still got an opportunity. Does it look good? No. But now I got the ball back. Great job by the defense forcing the turnover. Now let's see if we can go out and make this thing interesting, put some plays together, maybe get an onside kick. Who the heck knows?
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
Bringing the heat. Oh, he's going to be brought down. A huge loss on the play.
And how about that rush off of the edge? You could tell, man, playing pass all the way. Your team has a lead. Getting later in the football game, he's just pinning his ears back, and he flies off the edge and gets the big sack.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Catch in the middle, it's Daniels. He cannot get there. It'll be fourth down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
And after failing to get that fourth down, it is basically desperation point now. Their defense has to come up with a quick takeaway or at least get a fast 3 and out to give themselves a chance to crawl back into this one.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This time they need to take care of the ball and maybe extend this lead, David.
And I think you got to look at the positive, Reese. You still got the lead. Now take care of the football. Put a nice drive together, Jesse. You don't have to stress. We're still winning.
I feel like they think that player for player, they're the better unit on the field right now, and they just got to make more plays.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. Big third down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. He wants to change this route. Trying to get in the corner. Fights off a defender. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out.
I mean, how about it, guys, right? I mean, we're up here in the booth. We can't believe they decided to go for it on fourth down with the lead. We thought maybe, okay, he's just going to come up and try and draw him off sides and get a cheap one and get a cheap.
Touchdown, Ducks! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And, you know, late in the game's offenses